Greetings and God bless. So I always see my favorite YouTubers being sponsored by Betterhelp. And so I was like, who owns Betterhelp? And apparently, Betterhelp is like one of the biggest mental health s- situations out there. Okay. So look up Kraft. Kraft owns Betterhelp. Now, the name Kraft is kind of sketchy because the craft, craft is in a cult kind of a thing. And then you look up what they're about, like some type of supply chain resilience. What is supply chain resilience? They empower businesses to strengthen their supplier networks and supply chains with data fabric and advanced risk mitigation engine. Excuse me. So your BetterHelp company is owned by Kraft, who is involved in this type of, and whose data is this that is valuable? Now we know our data is the most important thing out there. That's what everything wants to get. That's why every time you click on a website, it's asking you to accept all their cookies. And that's why whenever you're trying to buy something, going to a store, they're trying to capture your personal information so they can spam you and mail you garbage. And even with some type of help or something, they want to capture your information and bother you and call you and wear you down and make you buy their product or service. And and then they make things worse than it was before you even spent the money and went through the effort of doing the thing. So anyways, you know uh I went to I applied to go to Christian therapy as I'd never done it before, and it had like 26 pages of the most intrusive, creepy, incriminating type of questions that I have ever seen. I mean, when I was in California or Oregon, the questionnaires were never like what I found. But nowadays, every little bit of information is something that can be sold to you, and I think also something that can be blackmailed against you. And because there's no guarantee that some third party isn't going to break into the files. I mean, who would be a great thing to break into? BetterHelp, you know, because they have like millions, billions of people's personal psychiatric information, or just their like people's information about how sad they're feeling or fragile or whatever. Like if you wanted to do psychological warfare, get that BetterHelp information. Who knows if the CIA and FBI already can access that and is using things against you because they know, you know, from the information on your mental health files. And I know there's like so many naive people who are like, "Oh, that would never happen." Every every year, some important, strong thing place has their data hacked. Uh, every few months, some trusted agent of the public good is declared as betraying some adult or children on a grand scale. So I'm really tired of you naive people who are just like, no, no, it couldn't possibly happen. It's happened, it's happening, and it will happen. And we have a right to like be warned. Forewarned is forearmed. And if you naive people, like, I don't know if you guys are actual real human beings, because you're so against people like preserving their well-being, their finances, their children. So I don't know if you guys are some sort of weird robot, but it's our job. It's your job as an adult, responsible person, as a human being. Even if you're a little kid, jump out of the way when a dog is trying to bite you, or a car is trying to hit you, or a adult is trying to mess with you. like this is reality and there's consequences. And like I don't know what's up with people, but um just want to warn you, BetterHelp is owned by some company called Kraft that's into data, creating some type of global resiliency, something using data. Okay. So the biggest mental health platform is owned by some sort of global resiliency company named Kraft that uses data. And why wouldn't they ever use yours? And don't again, don't give me your naive, oh, we're protected by HIPAA. HIPAA does not protect patients. It's some sort of insurance protection, and insurance is totally in on this whole destruction of America, the West, humanity. It's very subtle, but I believe that it started, especially with Woodrow Wilson. I don't really understand insurance. Insurance is so boring, but I really do think because it's such this dull topic, but everybody's forced to kind of have it. And because I was watching a documentary about Woodrow Wilson, and just like, I don't know, there's just shady things about insurance. So anyway, and just also just with the medical system, it's insurance is who matters to the doctor, to the hospital. The patient is irrelevant. So anyways, yeah, so it's unfortunate because I think if a lot of YouTubers knew that Better Health was owned by some sort of public resiliency, global resiliency company that works in data, I'm sure they wouldn't be pushing BetterHelp. And I'm sure, it's nice. I mean, and that's the thing about bribery, because I'm sure BetterHelp probably pays a good chunk of change. And YouTubers, they've got families, they've got mortgages, so and that's how it works. That's how this corruption of the world works. It's like, nice people are allowed to become successful, and like wholesome people who want to see decent, sane, safe content. So we watch these nice people, and then the globalist witches and warlocks that are run by Kraft, or who run Kraft. They're like, okay, so these 10 wholesome YouTubers, let's have them sell something that we're so nice, we're better help, um, and so so they con the YouTubers to sell us this surveillance thing. And uh and then I'm sure the YouTubers will find out, and then they'll be like, oh no, and but there's probably contracts, there's probably non-disclosure agreements, where these folks can't just tell what they've discovered. I mean, that's how it works. That's how this whole system is just nefarious scams. And you know you have to sign a contract, or you're not allowed to say anything bad about this evil company, and then there's like no accountability. Like, the attorney general won't do anything, or the FCC, or whoever. I mean, nobody's stepping in. So anyways, just want to let you know, I wouldn't recommend any of these online uh, companies. And the reason why I looked up Better Health is because that's the only one. That's the only one you ever see. Uh, and then I looked, and it was like, it makes 2 billion, I think, a year. And then it's owned by Kraft, so which is a data company. It's just too questionable. Just so many questions. Like, why would a data company own a mental health service, right? Like, that does not make sense. Like, that is wrong. That's a conflict of interest if I ever, but nobody's doing anything about it, So, anyways, yeah, whenever you're seeing, even if it seems like a good thing, when that's the main thing, like one of the few things you see online on YouTube, Um, like it's a no-go. Any big publicly traded company is not something that you really want to become closely associated with, because these big publicly traded company are like there's some sort of corrupt something going on. So, anyways, and especially just with your personal mental health information, you certainly do not want it in somebody's database, and just with all this the craft stuff. No, no. So, just want to give a heads up. Thanks for watching. God bless.